Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is three men and a vape show, or should I say, yo, yo, yo. Let's go
Yo,
down
yo,
low.
yo, 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 yo.
Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
It is Wednesday and it's three men and a vape show. As you can see, there isn't three of us. Again, unfortunately, Mr. B is still poorly. And he's got a lot going off in his life at the minute. So big shout out to Mr. B. He will be back, obviously, but at the minute he's just got a lot happening in his life. So we send a lot of big love, Benny Vapes love, out to Mr. B, don't we, Marky Poos?
Three men.
Three men and one of your skanky socks.
Mr. Dribbles here says there's three.
Do you know what? They look like proper men's socks, then.
No, they're only baby socks.
So, do you have big
Put me
love
back
to...
on, my foot's cold.
You have to put it back on. And the only trouble is now is your hand's going to smell. Ooh.
Oh, you know what I fancy now? He's on toast.
Oh, Jesus. I've just had my dinner and all you're right, put me off. So, yes, big love to the one and only Mr. B, the walrus of vaping. He will be back very, very soon. So, yes. Talking about that, so next week, obviously this Monday, the wonderful Stuart Valentine, I think he's in chat. He's flying over from Australia. So, Mr. Valentine will be joining us next week. And then the week after that, I think you're coming here, aren't you, Mark?
Might not be now because of work.
Right then, so he might not be, but he will be on the show, Mark. So
I will be on the show, yes, definitely be on the show, but getting to your house might not be.
Oh,
because we've got some stuff going off at work.
It also means we probably fit around the desk a little bit better instead of us.
Well, yeah, when there's only 2 of you.
So yes, Stu's coming down. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a good old giggle. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing your Rochford Project giveaway a little bit later on. Use 3 Men Vape all the way up to 12 o'clock. Gets you 15% off of any of his wonderful juices.
And they are wonderful.
They're very wonderful.
They are very
good.
good.
Juice, bro, it's been a few weeks since we've been last on, but with work and people not being very well. And you didn't feel too good last week, did you?
No, to be honest with you, I've been feeling a bit rough. You know how it is with what we've got and that lot. So
yep.
You have good days, good bad days, and for some reason last week I just felt really tired.
As well, a lot of people have been saying about this 20, what was it, like 100-day cough.
Oh, I ain't had that.
Well, a lot of people, we had that flu and we were really bad, and but a lot of people are like that, and that's still draining people.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I wouldn't say I was ill or anything like that. I just felt drained, absolutely drained. I still actually feel like it now, to be honest with you. But you know, you carry on.
Well, that's what you can do. You're going to carry on. But how's this week been?
Not too bad, not too bad. Like I said, I still generally do feel tired, but generally, I'm all right. You know,
well, you've been pumping them reviews out.
Oh yes, got to keep on doing the
We
reviews.
even had a little bit of hardware, didn't we?
Oh, we did a little bit, yeah.
The
N.W.O feeling AX. Yes.
I
enjoy. To be honest, you know me, I'm a Met guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I always have been. Ever since I've been vaping, I've always been a Met guy.
Saying that though, you have sort of come away from that a little bit. You have come
a little bit. I mean,
more sort of like RTA, not so much mechs with tanks and stuff like that. You did sort of come away a little bit from mechs.
I went through. I've got a thing for the Helheim at the moment.
Helheim.
Yeah, Helheim. I have got a thing for the. And do you know something? They're really hard to get hold of. I'm not bothered about the S. I just like this standard RTA, and I love that little thing. But trying to get hold of them is really hard because I've got 2. I've got a blue one and a black one. But the black one I bought, the actual paint on the base started coming off and on the actual ring. So I've kind of mixed and matched the blue and the black one to make it look, you know, reasonably decent. And then I've got my other one downstairs that I won't take out that's got flaky paint on it.
Again, we haven't done this yet. Big shout out to everyone who's joined us in chat. Week in, week out, you're a bunch of stars. Without you, this show is absolutely nothing. Big love to you all. I did want to say that. I should have said that a little bit earlier before we started rambling on. Is there something about mods, what they do? There's certain mods where the paint starts flaking off. You know, we had a lot with the smock, didn't we? Was it the
Yeah,
alien?
I couldn't say that was terrible, that.
But then you talk to a few people, and they say that they never had any problem at all with the paint.
Well, this Helheim, I mean, I got the black matte, the matte black, and most of the body's fine. It was only on the base because on the base you've got a little and it is a thin. It's only very very thin that you screw onto your glass to make obviously the tank part of it. And it was that, and it was just literally you could rub it off. It was almost like powder coated, but you could wipe it off, and that's how it was coming off. And the same with the ring, the airflow ring as well. You just touched it, and it literally just came away. So obviously there was something wrong when there was manufacturing the base, and obviously the ring, the airflow ring. The rest of the mod is fine. The paint works spot on, no problems. But it's the matte one. So I
Uh,
was a bit annoyed with that.
we've got Stu in Vape Smarter, I see, but he might be able to tell us. I know we don't really deal with that much with paint, really. A lot of yours, obviously, the stab wood and stuff like that. But is it the way that it's fired? Because I would imagine that the actual paint has to be fired, so the paint it on. But do they have to heat it up, or is it just painted on and left, and then or a lacquer put over it? How does it work?
You know, something, I'm not 100% sure how they do it. To be fair, but the only way I can explain it because it was a matte RTA. It just felt like it'd been sprayed, powder coated,
Powder coat,
but
yeah.
not being cooked. So
Yeah,
when I got it, it was being like you could just literally rub it off.
yep. Somebody else, I don't know if they've removed that thing. He said that's exactly what it is. Is that somebody they haven't they heated it up properly.
Mm.
Stu saying it's powder coating.
So
Or
I will say
car
this one
paint.
is if anyone's got a Helheim that they don't want, let me know. I'm not bothered about the S. The S1 had the steel rod, so I'm not bothered about that one. It's just the standard RDTA because I absolutely love it.
Nicky Maynard saying Cerakoted is always better. Again, I would imagine again it depends on which company is doing this. Are they cutting corners and wanting it done cheaply, or are they
Well, I
doing
mean,
it?
Helheim's was made by Vape,
Yeah.
so it's Chinese, so they've made millions, haven't they?
Sister Road, I see you, brother. Yeah, yeah. I suppose it's going to be mass production, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's mass production, so obviously, when it went through the kiln, they might have just on the conveyor belt just had that one that I had, not went through it long enough.
Well, you got to look at that. What Vic had with the Yeehee, the G2.
Mm.
No problem at all on mine. I ain't got it. It's in a box, but his was all the paint was going off on the sides of his doors. But on mine, it was absolutely perfectly fine.
Yeah,
But yeah, it'd be nice to
I
know
think I
that.
think that I think that's where the when you always say, well, it's made in China,
Big love, Matt.
and let's face it, China's got a lot better over the years
Oh
compared to
yeah.
how they used to be. Hell of a lot better. And their QC is a lot better than it used to be. But you've always got to remember it is still mass produced in a factory.
Yeah, well,
And it might have been sort of like the British Leyland. It was Friday afternoon when that one got made.
yeah. Well, you came over the other day, didn't you, for Fern's birthday, and we were sort of talking about mods and that, because obviously Flat Cat Vapors made his own mod, where, if I'm rightly, if you've got like a chipset that he's got, or
Is
an
it
old mod,
MVV he's got?
yep, and then you send that over to him, and then he'll put it into the 3D printed mod.
Hmm.
And obviously he's got the Atty stack as well. Now we were sort of talking how China would do that, where he's having to sit there on a 3D printer, which it must take, what, 13, 14 hours to be able
Oh, God, I don't to imagine how long it'd take him to make a mod
to print
because
that. And then,
3D printing is slow as oh.
but I would imagine then in China, they're actually making molds.
Yeah, they'd make molds. Yeah, blooming out.
So it's like quick, bang, hit the mold, out and done.
Yeah. Oh
So,
God, yeah. I mean, it's like anything like that, from your Crocs to whatever, your bottles and that. Like, it's so they're doing production of thousands, whereas bless God, he's doing one at a time.
Ryan's Braces, nice to see you, brother. We were obviously talking about how much work goes into that. Now, Mr. Coyley, again, if you ever watched what we had before Three Men and a Vape Show, which was a late night vape show with me, Mr. Coyley, and Foxhound, he'd just started producing the actual Mr. Coyley tool. So you could hear in the background, he'd got 3 printers and they were all going off. Now, obviously, his were just like that sort of small one, and that used to take hours. So you can imagine how long an actual mod's going to take. But eventually, he went over to the molded stuff where he could actually mass produce it, because there's only so many a week that he could actually put out.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, going back to when 3D printing, especially on mods, first started coming out. I mean, we remember going to what were it, Vape Fest?
Vape Fest.
Yeah, Vape Fest, and we were saying, how much? How much? And they were asking a fortune. But when you actually sit down and find out how long it takes you to design the actual mod, then 3D print it, and once you've 3D printed it, that's not it. You've got to clean it. You've got to put so a lot of time and effort goes into actually making it. So, yeah, but
I tell you what, I can sort of feel somewhere in here that Stu is probably actually Vape Smarter is probably in his little, well, it's not little, in his workshop seething. I can see his face, because obviously when I did a interview with him at the last Expo, I asked him how long he'd been working. He normally works on his way up to Expo. It was like 13, 14-hour days, maybe more, in there getting these mods out. Now, obviously, that's a little bit different, because obviously he's got to get the wood, he's then got to get the resin, and then he's got to make it all look how it looks.
Well, I mean, even on 3D printing, the time and effort that goes into it, yeah. I mean, let's face it, most people, if you ever see a 3D something being printed on 3D on the internet, normally it's speeded up that much. You think, oh, God, that's no problem, but you don't realize it. No, it's actually been speeded up. So it's sort of like, and then there's sort of like different grades, and there's a lot more to it than a lot of people realize. It's not something I would like to.
It says 3D mods are the spawn of Satan. I thought that were disposables at the minute.
Yeah.
I actually remember him telling a story about that. I think he did one of the expos or something, and there were a lad next to him who were doing 3D printed mods, and he was selling them at like 300 odd quid, more than what his were. Again, I've seen, I think we spoke about this on the UK Vape Show. I saw a couple that Jay Hayes had, and they were seamless. They like they sort of popped off, but they were like seamless once you put them back together again. Now, I would imagine to get your 3D printed mod that good, because obviously you're gonna have knobbles on it and things like that. Surely, I don't think that 3D printing is just as simple as sticking the filament in and setting it going.
And then you go into different filaments and things like that. And there was the big debate. Who was it? Boxer, and who was the other one? I'm trying to think. JA's loved them. I'm trying to think what the mods were. And
was it the Rebel?
That's it, Rebels. Now, people were comparing the Boxers to the Rebels, and the Rebels were actually 3D printed, and the actual filament was the colour.
Yeah.
Whereas Boxers used to use white and then dye the mod once it's been made.
I know they had a lot of problem with the doors, weren't they, as well? A lot of the doors.
Well, are you a fan of 3D printed mods?
I don't mind them. Don't get me wrong. Some of them look really, really nice. Some of the swankers that I've seen as well were really, really nice. I just couldn't see the price of them. If you had somebody such as Stews or peoples like that who make these handmade mods and they're at certain prices. I know Stews range from like 150 upwards, depending on what you're getting. Where again, with the 3D mods, we've seen some of them at like 300 odd quid. We're at Frankenskull.
Oh God, yeah.
Frankenskull.
I mean, them Frankenskulls were ridiculous. Can you remember that time we were at, we were at Expo, and there was that massive queue. Was it Expo? Vape Jam? No, it was Vape Jam, wasn't it?
Vape Jam.
Yeah, Vape Jam won it.
It was Vape
And
Jam,
the
and they'd given a
queuing.
ticket,
Hmm?
and it was just so that somebody could buy it. They wasn't getting a free one.
Hmm?
It was that they were doing a ticket for it, so they could actually have a chance
Yeah.
to purchase it.
I mean, I've got a couple. I've got a couple from Snowcap, who is based in, I think he's based in China, and they were a reasonable price at the time. I don't know what the prices are now. And yeah, I still use it now and again, and it's really nice. But you can't beat a nice bit of metal, or you can't beat a nice bit of wood, to be honest with you, for me personally.
Yeah. Again,
Me
let us know.
personally, I
Let us know
love
in
wood
chat
mod.
what you lot think of 3D mods, and again, you can compare them to handmade mods because obviously they're handmade mods. Ben M, big love Ben. He's talked to Scott Wood. I agree the printing cost, but are you counting the cost of hundreds of hours designing the STL file? Now, again, I'm not really into how that works because I know they do. I know CAD, a little bit of that.
Mm.
You know where the design stuff. People have got to get that design, haven't they?
Mm. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not dissing 3D printed mods. I think they're absolutely amazing. And like I said, I do actually genuinely appreciate the time and effort that actually goes into designing and making it. I
Yeah,
really, really do. But me personally, I still would rather a handmade wooden box
yeah,
than a plastic 3D printed mod. Back in the day, and I'm going back to what, 2000, probably 14, 2015, there was a guy that was producing 3D printed mods, but the filament that he was using was a wood pulp base. So when you actually had the mod in your hand, it was still 3D printed, but it had that wood feel. Now they look really amazing. They did, but that was back in the day. God knows if they still do them.
Again, it was such a lovely bloke as well. He was from Mexico. Jane, you're going to tell me his name here at the end of what was he called? This is me all over. He was at the end of your stand. Absolutely brilliant bloke. Brought all his handmade mods. I know Steampug's got one. I know Flat Cap got one. I think Jane ended up getting Oscar. Yeah, he were really, really good. Oscar, lovely, lovely, lovely man. We went and had an Indian with him as well for Jane's birthday. Really nice bloke. But some of the mods he made as well. He did the one with all the little smiley faces in it. So he's obviously had to put that into resin and then make the mod out of the resin. Again, that must take absolute hours.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, the time and effort. See, that's where it comes to sort of like that. I don't mind spending money on. You know, when you've got if you're gonna have a mod and you're gonna have a luxury mod, shall we say?
Yeah.
I don't mind spending the money on it when it's sort of like that kind of quality, where you know that that's going to be no matter what, that's going to be a one-off. It's going to be that one. You can't replicate it.
I think the amount of people that I saw, obviously I was sat down there on the, saw the seats obviously in the home zone, so I was sat down most of the time with Vic. And people, what I love about that in the home zone is that people come and go. So
Yeah.
you'll have a set of people. Like I sat with Scott Wood for a little while, then he went, then Ben Em had come over, and then Pugs had come over, Flat Cap come over, Shrek come over. You'd get a load of people that had just come, and you start talking about. But the amount of people that had been over to either Stu's place or over to Oscar's place, going, I wasn't going to spend this amount of money, but it was so nice. I had my eye on it from Friday. I've had to go and buy it, and. Well, obviously, I don't think is Oscar coming. I know definitely Stu's definitely there, but I don't think Oscar's coming. I don't think this time. You've got obviously Johnny Overkill. They're 3D printed mods as well. He's going to be there. He's been there most of the expos, hasn't he? If not all.
I think what Flat Cap's doing though is a good idea.
Yeah.
Because what he's doing, and especially when you think about recycling, I mean, let's face it, how many mods have we got in our drawers? And everybody in chat and that lot, that you loved it at the time, but it doesn't fit your vaping style now.
Yeah.
So most of them that back in the day was 18650s. Well, it'd be nice to have them. It's 21700s, wouldn't it? More battery life. Oh,
We were talking about this as
it
well.
only fits.
Sorry.
It only fits a 22 mil RDA. Be nice if it fit, 25 or even a 30. So you can see the idea behind Gaz's idea. The whole point is so you can have a 30 mil atomizer on top, and it holds 21 700s, but
Yeah,
it's still recycling the old chip.
what we did say as well was obviously that Gaz is a fully qualified electrician, so that's going to help with the gubbins. There isn't going to be any of that, like when
Yeah.
Empire Vapes got the lad to do it, and he had like loads of glue in it, holding everything together. So
Bit more
yeah,
gloomy, right?
you'd be all right, bit of glue, yeah. So and he did on the sort of poster he put up that he will be doing other ones as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be nice to see. A little bit of diversity. Obviously, he's fell out of love with the review side of it, which I think you've
We've
had
all
that.
been there.
I've had that. A lot of people have been like that. The amount of reviewers we've seen come and go over the years, but it's nice that he's tried to do something different. He's always been into that sort of design stuff. Came up with the Atty stack, and then obviously now he's gone into the into making mods, which you could see that would be a natural progression to.
Yeah,
To
of course
maybe
you
do.
could. We guys.
Nice
I
to
wish
see
him, I wish him all the best. I really do. And I think when you are thinking about, there's nothing really mod wise that's really exciting coming out at the present moment.
No.
There's nothing that's sort of like, oh, gotta have that, gotta have that. Them days seem to have disappeared.
I think
So it's nice that people like Gaz are thinking about a mod for a vapor, if
yeah,
that makes sense. He's thinking, right, the chips that he's getting are sort of like older chips. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it's all right. It's a 21 700, a dual 21 700. It holds a 30 mil ATI on there. There's not many mods that are actually doing that at the present moment.
yeah. I remember us all going through the stages of trying to find certain. I know V stick, and you've got to think as well a price. You've got like your Matt Waits and your Pugs and them who spend a hell of a lot of money on mods. Forking out 300 quid for a mod is no to them. Where I'm not that type of vapor.
No, me neither.
I'm not going to spend that type of money. But being able to, like you said, the only thing that, and again, I said to you this, the only thing that would sort of make me think about it is, it'd be just my luck, I'd pay for it to be all done and dusted, and the actual board would go.
Mm.
That's the only thing that, but I would imagine you could buy another board.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you'd be able to send it back to him with another board. But see, that's why I tend to not bother with things with boards in it. That's why they don't break.
Yeah, but they can also go fucking boom, Mark.
If you look after it, I've never had one go boom.
Yeah, but it's not as safe as a one with a board in it, is it?
No, of course it's not. You are the safety. We've always said
Yeah,
that. Let's not do that one again.
You're not going to get poor old Alfred out there who's had a nice little pod system. Go, I tell you what, there's a lovely tube here for you.
Yeah.
And again, that's got to come down to the building side of it. People knowing how to build, either make their own coils. Because there was, like when we first started, when I first started, there wasn't loads of coil builders, was there? There was some out there, but there wasn't loads of them. And a lot of it was the shit you got from China, which was like mass produced.
Well, I mean, let's face it, the coil building side of it, that's definitely American. The Americans went down the route of all your fancy coils. I remember what's his face. My brain's gone dead. What's his name?
Rip Tripper.
Rip Tripper. I used to absolutely love his build coiling videos. They were fantastic back in the day. I mean, I always remember one that he built. He built this coil. I mean, this is single round wire that he was using, and he'd got one coil, and he had a coil in the center of it, and it was all one piece of wire. It's not separate wires. It was one piece, and it's sort of like, how the heck did you do that? And it's sort of like you watched it, and you're still looking at him going, how the heck did you do that? But it was interesting.
I remember, I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Coils by Scott or somebody. And it looked definitely like a peg, but like the thing you get in between the peg, what you close it. It was bigger than that. It was absolutely huge. I'm thinking, what type of mod's that going to go in?
Back in the day, yeah, especially when it was all like only 22 mil RDAs. Well, 22 mil RDAs and he had a 19 mil deck. Yeah,
When
that
you did
was,
reviews as well on anything like that, you used to tell everybody the gauge of the wire and all that, didn't you, in your reviews?
yeah.
What, did you end up getting a shitload of stuff from
I
America?
have still got a shitload from Crazy Wire. They turn around, I'll never forget. I'd only been reviewing, what? Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, something like that. I haven't been reviewing that long. And they emailed me, would you like to sample some of our wire? I says, yeah, of course, I'd love to. I was expecting, a couple of reels and that's it. No, these tubes, they must have been about 3 foot long and I had four of them. And I have still got wire. I will never ever run out of wire. I've still got them, honestly. They gave me Canthal stainless steel in about three different formats, nichrome, everything. You think, name it, they sent it. I've still got what back tubes. I've got two tubes left. They're about that size, full, and I've
Are
given
they?
that much away.
They aren't. Are they not? They're not going anymore, are they? Though.
They are now,
Are
yeah.
they
They
back again?
stopped. They stopped, and then they've come back, yeah. But I haven't looked at wire for absolute ages.
Craig Campbell saying he's still got crazy wire. Um, yeah, another one. You know when you're talking about things that you get sent, you couldn't believe how much you actually got. Angora rabbit. Now this people have been around a while. They remember when this cotton come out. Now this cotton was said to be you could never burn this cotton, and they then made loads of that had been done by the FDA. They got all the certificates and all this. And in the end, it turned out, didn't it, that they hadn't got any of these certificates
Yeah.
or
I
anything.
forgot about that.
Yeah, but when they
And
sent the
everyone had
box,
put all these reviews up about it and everything.
I'm sat there with a lighter in mine. I've still left mine up. But the box came and it was about a box about that big, like that, and it was just jam packed full of cotton. But after we found out that it was it not been tested and was the chemicals in it, we're like, well, I'm not going to be using that.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, all these videos started disappearing from YouTube.
I left mine up because it took me. I was way happy to that because I could set things afire and it wouldn't actually set on fire, but it was what had they actually put on it. But they were saying that there were arguments and then the lady just wouldn't let it go. I think her name was. It probably wasn't Wendy from China, but her name was Wendy or something like that. And she was sending like messages constantly out saying, "No, it's all got." Certificates and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hadn't. Yeah, God.
No, and it hadn't.
That was, I still say one of the nicest things I ever got sent was Jack Rabbit when they just first started out. And I think we got it when we was at Nottingham.
Well, when we went to Nottingham, I bought a juice from them, and it came in a thingy, like a
And can
tube.
you remember they came in them little 5 ml dripper
Still got
bottles,
it, yeah. So they sent me
and they
that.
were all different colours. The
Yeah,
actual glass was different colours. I always thought that were a lovely gift set. That.
yeah. They sent that out. I did the review for it. I think it was one of my first, probably first 10, 15 reviews. And I bought the first one to try. I think it was a watermelon, but the amount of effort that had gone
Yeah.
into it. It was it Jack Rabbit?
Yeah, it was definitely Jack
Jack Rabbit,
Rabbit.
because obviously
And they
now the
were,
Dispergo, aren't they?
yeah,
The other company from is Dispergo. They've come out with a number of
but there were
juices.
5 ml dripper bottles.
It's away. So they're actually like crystal,
Mm.
like a crystally looking bottle, and they're
You know,
all
like how
across.
you get your poison bottles and
Yeah,
things like that. It was that color blue, and they also had the green and the red. And honestly, what it was a beautiful little box set.
yeah, I've still
So
got
like, a
it.
lot of time and effort had gone into that.
Yeah, I've still got it. And they're a little 5 ml, and they actually still had nick in them as well. At the time
Mhm.
when you could
Yeah,
have
oh, those were the days.
actually have nick into them. But I'll tell you what. Talk obviously the Expo's coming up. Nottingham was a very fun Expo, wasn't it? Oh, could you class it as an expo? It was in like a church hall, wasn't it?
Yeah, upstairs.
Upstairs in this church hall, and there were, if you imagine like a car boot sale with loads of things around it, wasn't it, bro? And then
Yeah,
they
it
had
was
one
like a
in the
bring and
middle.
buy sale.
Yeah, but
Jumbo
there
sale.
were loads of people there, but you couldn't move, could you?
No, you were chocker.
And they tried to
I
do it.
miss them ones. I really do. I re those little events. I mean, we went down to that one in Salford, didn't we?
Yeah.
And obviously, you had the Vape Collective, that one. That wasn't as good because I think it was outdoors and there was just wasn't enough there
Yeah, Telford.
yeah.
It would
But
tell.
lovely because you're getting local juice companies and local vape shops as well, and it was so like you learn who was about. It was brilliant.
I don't know if anybody remember. Let us know in chat if you remember. He was actually Proggy, which
Something like that.
his name was the Prognophile, right? So it was one of you knew him before me, and it was
Yeah,
and I went he went I said, what's your name on YouTube? He says, I'm the Prognophile. I went, the what?
yeah,
So I let him walk off, and I went to Lewis. I said, did he say you were a paedophile? And it was Prognophile, which is
yeah.
a lover of beards, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Because he had the big beard. He had a shop at one point. He opened his own shop. He
Yeah.
did. I don't know whatever happened to him
That's what
after
I said.
that.
Poggy or Proggy. I used to call him Proggy. I'm sorry, I did. Because it was Prognophile. Is it
The
Prognophile?
yeah, prognophile.
Yeah, or Prodnophile. Lover of beards, lovely bloke. Bunny, did he come on to? I think he come onto the network as well a couple of times and did a couple of shows with people. But he did open a vape shop.
Yeah, he did open it. I think that was when he opened his vape shop. So like then he went off the scene. I didn't see him as much.
I tell you what, he did. He did written reviews, didn't he?
Yeah, he did written reviews. Yeah.
He did written reviews, but he were a lovely bloke and all. Always used to have a good old giggle with him. But yeah, just going back to that with the small sort of expos. Can you class them as expos or get-togethers? I went up to the one in Scotland. That was really nice as well. That were at what was his name? Bunny again will tell me.
Castle Vapes. Can you remember we went there?
Where to?
Castle.
Castle. Oh, that were brilliant in Newcastle.
That were
Bunny were
ace.
there as well that day.
Yeah. And Gail, he was brilliant.
Yeah, that were brilliant. That. All right, enjoyed that. That were really good when he opened that
But
shop.
we were so looked after with food.
Oh, well, we looked after all when we were there. But always have been when we've been to expos, haven't we? It's not so much, obviously, we still get looked after by Bunny, but you used to have, obviously, Gaily Bops were there, and then you used to have Mama Vapes, and everybody would just look after us.
Yeah.
You never went without water, you never went without food. You were always looked
Oh,
after. If you got a bit too pissed, you were always looked after, and all. That'd be
happy days.
the happy days. Well, it's not long out now, is it, bro?
Well, it's not long at all. Was it less than 2 weeks?
Yep. So it's not this. It's not.
Not this weekend, it's next week. Is
Yeah.
it? The weekend after.
We can. Yeah. No, we're 3 weeks away. It's not long.
Not long.
Not
I ain't
long at
got a
all.
calendar. I ain't got a calendar in front of me.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I did put a little question in Facebook. Just have a little look. If anybody has anything to talk about, and to let us know if there's or wherever it's gone. It was here a second ago. I know it was. I did have
Yep,
it.
2 weeks.
I think was it Paul Schofield who asked about tortoise sex.
Yeah.
That's always nice to see from Paul. I love Paul to bits, but he wants to know about sex, best position and time, etc. I don't know much about it, but Mark, obviously you do because you have put quite a long response to that, which is always good. Ben Martin, lovely bloke. If you have never met Ben, he's an absolute. If you've never met men, go and meet Ben.
If you've not met them,
Daily carry for Expo. Are you going with functionality, flashy, or beta in case you put it down somewhere? I always go with a beta, and I always go with either a pod system or a little tank and a little mod. Something that I couldn't give a shit if I do put it down, because you do that, don't you, Matt?
yeah, of course you do. I normally take some that I'm not too worried about. I don't take my best mods. Oh no, 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 no,
Oh, you're
no.
not going to be there, Liz? Oh, that's sad. No, well, how many people have we known that's left
It's
there?
see, the thing is though, you get busy talking, especially if you're at a stand and you get talking, and then it's all like, "Oh, do you want to try this? Oh yeah, I'll try that." So you put your mod down and you're distracted, and then next minute, where's the mod gone?
I've put it down
It
somewhere.
don't take much. Really don't take much.
Stuart,
So no, I'll be taking a beta.
I've got 3 kids, mate, and it costs enough to get down there. Believe me.
Mm.
I'd love to. But yeah, you do. You put it down, especially when you're testing juices, which I think there'll be a little bit more testing now, obviously, with the COVID sort of side of it. I'm hoping there's going to be a few more juice companies there as well.
Yeah, I can't believe we're actually saying that.
The amount of times that we used to go, oh, this is like Juice Fest, but you'd rather
Yeah.
that now than the pod system.
I think it's still going to be heavily pod systems,
Yeah,
though.
it will be this one.
This one, it's the October one that's going to be the interesting one.
Yeah, when you're coming down towards the end of it.
Mm.
Or will it be that they're going to be there for a big flash sale?
Well, they ain't got long, because when does the actual ban come in? Is it April 2025?
Is it April?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So they've got a fair whack to still get stuff out.
There's still especially on LinkedIn. I'm still seeing loads of people. I'm getting messages about, do you want to buy them? And they're still coming out with new designs.
Hmm?
I'll tell you what, as well, when I go to Expo, I overpack stuff. I take this, I take about 4 or 5 different mods and stuff. You don't need it.
No.
You don't need it at
No,
all.
no. No, I take the basics. I always take it. I mean, for argument's sake, I'm on an RDA. I always take a spare RDA already wicked up, ready to go, in case whatever. But besides that, you don't need to take several mods. Well, I know I don't. So
I used to take maybe 3, 4 mods, and I used to take so many tanks that were already wicked up just in case. You know, like
what you do need, and that I will say, is batteries. Because you actually end up vaping more than you normally do.
It's always nice as well to take a little either a battery charger with you, or take a mod that actually it's like an internal battery charge to it. So it's got an internal battery. So I normally take the Max, the Geek Vape Max, a little tiny one. Stick a little mouth to lung tank on there, and it lasts me all day long.
Yeah, I mean they're bang on.
But if you are taking something big, I would definitely not take anything out that's massively expensive.
Yeah, no, Death Wish, they normally sell batteries, but I noticed last time I was there were not many people selling batteries.
Well, 1 year, Fogstar came, didn't
Fogstar were there, weren't they?
And they charged you an extra 50 pence for charging it, which I thought was really good. But we did see, Vix just said it, we were looking at it on Thursday's show, and it does look like it sounds like a battery company is going to be there. But the other times that I've seen battery companies turn up, they haven't actually got any batteries for sale. They're just showing the batteries.
Yeah, can you remember that time we went and I turned around to her and said, "So what MAR is it?" She I got clue what we're on about.
She didn't know what MAR meant.
No, not at all.
What MAR is it? And she was like, I don't know what you mean, MAR. I went, MAR. And I ended up getting a Google translator. And then she went, oh, MAR.
Million powers, is it?
Well, I mean, you've got to think, a lot of these companies as well, they send out these people from China, and they probably work in the office or something, or none of them even know about vaping, some of them.
No, most of them, they're on outside of Expo having a fag.
Cigarette, yeah. A lot of them haven't got a clue what they're on about. And you find that with a lot of the companies that you try and talk to them. You could tell the passionate companies because they are people there who know about the product. The ones that aren't really that bothered, and it's just right, just send them to a trade show. They ain't got a clue about them. Sean, nice to see you, buddy. Is there anything that you've seen yourself that you're looking forward to having a look at?
The Dreamer, the new one, Dreamer Clutch. Hi, Jane. Hi, Jane.
So is Stan going to be there then, Jane, this time?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Because normally, I didn't see if Times Vape were there, because normally he obviously launched with Times Vape, wasn't it?
That's
Are they
right.
still going, Times Vape?
Yeah. Yeah, they're still going. They're still pumping out pictures on Instagram.
Right. So I wonder if Stan's coming over. I'm not quite sure if Nick's coming over either. I'll have to get in touch with him, see if he's coming over. Ben M, the knowledgeable staff isn't the main pull on a lot of these stands, to be honest. I suppose not, but if number one, it's a trade show. So on the Friday, it's B2B. It would be a lot better if they knew what they were on about.
I don't think it's as bad as it used to be. I mean, back in the day, let's face it, it used to be a lot of scantily clad ladies, wasn't it?
Nick is over, so Nick's coming. That'll be nice to see him. Stan's not going to be there, nor Times Vape, but the new mod is. So where's the mod going to be then? Is it going to be on your stand, Jane? It'd be nice to know where it was, wouldn't it?
We would.
It would, because I know a lot of people. And again, he's normally very, very reasonably priced, isn't he? It's normally around about 80 quid, isn't it? About 80 quid?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Shy Tots, it's going to be on the Shy Tots stand. That's brilliant. So if you are looking at that, make sure you get over to Jane's stand. You should be going to Jane's stand anyway. What have you actually got one of his mods?
I've got all his mods. I'm on one now. I'm on the heavy hitter now. I've got all of them.
Nice
But I tell a lie, I haven't got all of them. I haven't got the Dreamer 1.5. I've got the original Dreamer. I've got the Keen heavy hitter. So yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. When he was there, when he came over, there were me, Nick, and a few of us. Also, Paul McCartney. Vape don't smoke. We didn't half have a good drink. I think about 5 o'clock in the morning. I got out of that hotel room.
Oh, Stan's lovely though.
Yeah,
he's a
really
lovely
nice bloke.
We were sat outside Premier Inn, blooming talking about blooming pickups for blooming about 2 hours. He's from Texas, so
they went out and bought. If you remember that, they went out and bought a load of ice and loads of buckets, didn't they, and everything. There were just tons of beer around. That was the time when you got really pissed. Coming at 5.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Was that the time that we didn't crawl into the Premier Inn until about 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, about 5:30. We were the last 2 out there going, I love you, bro.
I remember.
He's walking down the actual the Premier Inn. You know how long the corridors are.
Corridors are.
He's going, doesn't it look like Shining? Fucking bouncing off everybody's doors. Yes, he wasn't allowed to go with me again after that. You come with me. You're not staying with him anymore. He's a bad influence. I love that. That is the best bit.
The thing is, though, on the Friday night when that happened, I was so ill on the Saturday. I just missed Saturday. I went into the actual expo, met up with gang. Gail turned around to me and said, God, you look rough. I said, I feel rough. And she gave me some orange, or what they're called now, them orange tablets.
Yeah, you put it in water.
You put them in water to hydrate yourself. Well, I was feeling sort of like kind of stable after I'd had that. Oh, God, no. I was straight back to Premier Inn Hotel and missed the whole of Expo on Saturday.
I have done that plenty of times. That's why I normally now try and be a good... the last few Expos, I have been a pretty good boy and maybe got drunk on the Saturday night, but stayed pretty damn sober on the days running up to it. Because if not, it just completely and utterly blows your weekend. Or it can do.
It does. Oh, but the thing is, though, what a night. I don't care what. I'll remember that night forever. It was a blooming good night.
The amount of giggles sat there in the Premier, amount of arguments we have with the staff as well.
They're always fun.
They're always nice. You should be able to stay in there, then they don't want you to stay in there, and they tell you off for being outside.
Yep.
But no, it's really good. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm hoping that the weather's going to be good.
Well, we have been quite a number of times in May where it's been boiling hot.
Yeah. I mean, one time, when Jan and Lou went, they were sat outside Premier Inn, weren't they, on banking, blooming crocheting.
Yeah. But then the last few, it's been absolutely freezing. And, like later on, it's been, like when on the night time. The October, we've even had some really nice October ones. But, when we used to sort of have the expos, and at the night times used to be brilliant because we'd all meet at the picnic area and there'd be everybody there. It was just fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to get yourself over to the wonderful Rochford Project. Use 3Men Vape, gets you 15% off all the way up to 12 o'clock tonight. We are going to do your giveaway. Wait there, I've got it in capitals. That is no good because it won't work in capitals. Well, it might do, but I don't want you to do it in capitals. Stick Rochford in, people, and you get a chance to win. Have I done that on keyword? I have. Win 2 bottles of it. Yes, 2 bottles of it.
2 bottles.
Yeah, you used to meet up, have something to eat, and then you go out and have a beer, and everybody get together. I did find though in the last one, October, not many people did that. A few of us met up and that, but it wasn't as we've done it before.
Yeah, because I went a year ago, but I didn't go to the October one, and yeah, it seemed to be a bit more fragmented now.
I think what had happened was, I think October, some people had got absolutely battered in the daytime. And I don't think a lot of people stayed as long as they did in the May. Big love, Alan.
I mean, you've also got...
seen Orion's races when we're there as well.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait.
Looking forward to meeting Alan. I think also you've got to remember that I still think we're still in that COVID mode with Expo as well, because it's the actual Expo, once it it stopped because of COVID and then reopened again, it's still got that Expo-y COVID vibe, hasn't it? It seems to be that really slow wind up to Expo.
Yeah, well, normally
I don't know about you. I haven't seen much pushing of Expo either, compared to how it used to be. I've seen that. I mean, obviously, the people at Expo that actually run it, yes, they are saying, "Oh, we've got a new stand here, and we've got a new stand here," and that kind of a post. But there's no build up. I don't know. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, you're totally right. Matt, you're totally right. The weather were absolutely crap. And yes, Vic did disappear. He did it on 2 nights, really. I was knocking on his door and for him to come to the Indian, and that really, he won't go in. But yeah, it has been. It used to be quite, and you saw a lot from companies, like your Lost Vape, Geek Vape, Aspire, all these Steam Crave. Come to our stand, we're coming here, blah blah blah. I haven't seen any of that.
I mean, I used to get emails. Come to our stand. Don't forget to come and see such and such.
Yeah,
and I've none of that this year.
No.
Very quiet. I mean, even the Expo organisers normally do you want to give some free tickets to you, like on your live show or whatever? We've got some free tickets. Why don't you? Just try and get that momentum being pushed that the Expo's there. I mean, we're 2 weeks away, and you really wouldn't know that there's an Expo going off.
I tell you what's weird. I've been invited and offered free tickets more to the foreign expos, and I've had more contact from companies from foreign expos, than I have from the UK. Which again, like you said, is so strange because it used to be. And I tell you what, we were talking about this on the Thursday show. I miss the fact of these stands. Like when what was it? The company called? They did the military juice. They did that walkthrough that we went through.
Oh God, yeah.
The stands, the effort on stands were a lot more. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a big lighting show. It was like you had loads of people around them, and they were doing things. And we used to both do this. We used to love them little Chinese side stands.
And you'd find some right deals. I mean, I remember what was it? Is it Usonic?
Usonic, yeah.
I got a mech off them. It was fully stabwood mech, and I think it was only something daft like 60 quid. And it's really? That's only yeah. And there was loads of stands like that. Or you'd find an old RDA that was really expensive when it first came out at the time. I mean, we're going back a few years now. But you saw it used to be about 50, 60 quid when it came out, and you'd probably get it for about 20 quid back in the day.
But again, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, get a Rochford Project in if you want to be in with a chance to win. Do you know, I think I've messed that up again. Oh well, we'll soon see when I do it. The ones on the side, and they used to have mods or tanks and RDAs that have been out, say, a year, 2 years, and you could get them like a tenner.
Yeah.
And we always used to say to everybody, make sure that you just wait until the Sunday. Don't spend your money because you're going to be able to get the mods cheap and you're going to be able to get the tanks cheap.
Yeah. I mean, you used to get them and you so like they just wanted to get rid of it because they didn't want to take it back with them.
Back on the flights. Now, a lot of them now are getting everything sent over, aren't they?
Yeah. But that's cut a lot of them out though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's all like, oh, it's all stuck in customs. How many times have we heard that story? Oh, we'd love to sell it here, but we've got nothing to sell because it's stuck in customs.
I think they used to make a shit ton of money as well, because you saw some of the stands, and word would get out there was something good.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some. I tell you what I've been looking for, blah blah blah, and they'll go over there. They're selling it for like £8. Like where? Bang, they were off.
Oh, I'll never forget you with your
What's Nano?
What's Nano? What were it, £6 you got that for?
Yeah, between £6 and £9. We're absolutely fan. I was way over the moon, but the other places had sold out. But yeah, no, that I do miss that part of Expo. But yeah, just going back to Ben M's there. Yeah, if I were you, I'd take nothing expensive.
No,
something that's your beta mod that you could just drop.
Hmm.
And if you lose,
I mean, at the end of the day, especially if you're getting a bit merry as well. I mean, you don't want your best mod getting.
Well, Pugs did that. He come out and he ended up leaving his mod. He ended up losing a Vulture Love or something.
No point. What I would recommend, if anything, is your battery side of things. Make sure that you got plenty of batteries that are fully charged.
Yeah, somebody lost the entire stand. The shipping cost. Yeah, they lost their entire stand.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I think it was it October or was it? I think it was May as well, where they had a load of trouble. People who were making the stands, they had one company that was sort of making the stands up, and they were just shit. In fact, one company put the tools down and walked off site.
Really, that bad? I remember with that big fight. Can you remember the big fight that went off?
Fight?
Yeah, there were an actual scrap.
What, this May?
No, about 2 Mays ago, maybe more.
All right, there's been a couple of scuffles between not so much.
They were with vendors though, weren't they?
There were one with a company and another lad who I know the actual lad, and they had to throw him out. There's been vendors. They've been fighting.
Yeah. And what Jane says: take cash, batteries, and water.
Yeah, but then you've got the other bit is some people don't want cash. Some people want card. So it's like when you go to the bar, you can't pay with cash at the bar anymore. You've got to pay with card. So make sure you bring your own cash as well.
Yeah, it's gone weird, hasn't it? I noticed a lot of shops, where you can sort of like buy your Coke or something to eat. They were only taking card as well.
Yeah, water's a big thing as well. Make sure you take plenty of water. But I would say don't overly worry. It's still about £1.80 from the shop. A big bottle of water saves you having to carry around litres of water in your backpack.
I just carry enough. I mean, there's always. I've never ever run out of water ever.
You're right, Nicky. I normally go around the stands because a lot of people have their own fridges and stuff, and you just go and pick them up from the stands.
Yeah.
That's what I've done. Right then, I think it is now time to roll it. I don't think I did the keyword properly, so we're just going to roll it and see what happens. And the winner is Connor Smith. It is the Prosecco drinking cowboy. You have won 2 of the bottles of Rochford Project. Do you want it? We are going to be getting Connor on the show. Obviously, next week we've got the wonderful Stuart Valentine's going to be on. So he will be coming on over the next couple of weeks. And also BK as well. And I think did we say that we were going to get Brummy Vapor on as well?
You did, yes.
Yes, we'll get Brummy Vapor on. We want it. Get in touch with that email address. There's the wonderful Jay does watch the show, so nobody else go and say that they've won. It is Connor. And you get to pick 2 of the bottles of the wonderful Rochford Project. Don't forget to get over to his website. Use 3Men Vape, gets you 15% off. Don't forget as well after the show to get over and see Benny Vates in the mixing show.
Yes.
Bro, it's been an hour. That went very, very fast. Do you want to say your goodbyes?
Well, thank you for a lovely, fast show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's always nice to reminisce as well. Oh. doesn't it? Oh,
Do you want
guys in
to-
chat, you have been absolutely awesome as always. Spanners, thank you very much for looking after the guys in chat as us as well. If you'd like to see a little bit more of Solo, you can always pop over to my channel, give us a sub and all that good stuff. Got some few reviews out there now, so pop over. That'd be absolutely awesome. Over to you, bro.
Big love to you all. He's now took what I normally say, which is thank you very much to everybody in chat and also the server. You just don't matter, bro. Don't worry about it. I can think lovely, fast, and
Yeah.
Thank you so much to everybody in chat. You make this show because you can join us week in, week out. The Spanners, I don't have to say a thing. You know how much I do love you all. And if you're not going to be here in the next week or so, we will see you all at Expo. And if you are at Expo, make sure you do come along and say hello. It's always really, really nice. Don't forget to join me tomorrow on not 3 Minute and a Vape Show, on the UK Vape Show. We've got a special guest on. Yes, and I'm trying to wrap my brains because we got on what was actually on.
Ooh.
Vic, who have we got on tomorrow? I think he's Australian as well.
No, he's from Scotland.
What, Vic? Are you sure? I've been casting with him while I swear it from. Yeah, I think he is from Australia. But anyway, we've got to get Birdman. That's it. Birdman. Is he? He is from Australia.
Oh, you lot are gonna have fun. He's a Met guy.
Yes, we've got. Sorry, Vic. I should remember that. I was thinking of something. I know it was Summit Man. And
Birdman. He's a Met guy, so you can talk all about pipe bombs.
Yeah, oh no, we're gonna have lots of fun. Lots of fun.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, on the UK Vape Show. Big love to you all. Look after yourself, and thank you very much for joining us. Big love to Mr. B. Fingers crossed everything goes all right tomorrow, and big love to you, and I hope you start getting a bit better. Good night, people. Get yourself over to Benny Vapes. Good night.
Bye.
First flaps. How I couldn't remember Birdman. You know when it just goes in your head and then bang.
He's a lovely bloke. He is. And I tell you one thing, his Met collection's unbelievable.
Bit of Met.
Oh, it's going to be a serious Met one.
First flaps. Good night, people.